Ray. I'm recording Ray now the session. So I was waiting for Luisa, but well, I suppose that she's coming later. So well, let's start just without her. Ready? So I'm going to start today with a very simple question. Ready? So this is not this question, it's this question. What does your ideal person look like? Tell me, if you had like a preferred person in terms of physical appearance, what does that person look like? For example, in my case, what I pay more attention to are the eyes, right? I pay really close attention to the eyes of the people. So my ideal person should have a kind look. You know what is a kind look? You know, like a kind look. And also she should have big eyes, right? I don't care much about the color, might be like light or might be dark, but anyway, what I care more about is like the kind of look, you know, like that is not a hateful. You know what is the meaning of hateful? What is the meaning of hateful? Any ideas? What is the meaning of hateful?
Maybe with angry or sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like maybe with anger, like with hate, you know? So a person that, or a look that you can identify that the person is feeling angry, right? No, I don't like that. I prefer that a person has a kind look in her eyes, right? That's in my case because what I pay more attention to are the eyes. But maybe you pay more attention to other aspects, maybe to the hair, maybe to the style, you know? So what does your ideal person look like? Tell me. What do they look like?
Teacher, for me, well, first, sorry because the sound, I Bogota's traffic right now. I'm on my way home, so sorry for the sound.
No, no, don't worry, it's
And
not affecting.
that my ideal person have to be tall and a beautiful smile. Like those are two characteristics that are so important for me. The rest I don't care. Like it could be white, black, or curly hair, or you know whatever. But if
Yeah.
he has a beautiful smile and he's tall, I love it.
Okay.
I like it.
Excellent. That's it. Okay, so in that case, for example, Bajo, there is an expression which is that's a must. That's a must. It means like that is not negotiable. It's necessary. So in that case, when you say, okay, teacher, that is tall and that has a beautiful smile, it's a must, right? So it's an obligation. It's something that you won't change. Okay, very good.
Okay.
Thank you, Majo. Thanks at all. Well, what about the others? Pedro, Santi, Sarita, what do you think?
Teacher, for me, more than physical, maybe he has to be intelligent and has to make me laugh.
So,
That's it.
intelligent and fun, right?
Yeah.
Or funny better. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So, because in this case, well, Sarah said, like, teacher, I don't pay much attention to the physical appearance. What I pay more attention to is the personality part, no? So in that case, what I pay more attention to, it's like not the physical appearance, but the internal part. Okay, Sarita, thanks a lot. That's it. Santi, Pedro, what about you, guys?
Teacher, in my case, I would like him to have the same interests as me.
Okay. Any characteristic in physical appearance? No, not whatsoever.
Mm, it's a fun person too.
Okay, so somebody with the same interest, somebody that is fun. That's it. Okay. Thank you, Santi. Peter, my friend.
teacher, in my case, there are very several aspects that includes the as Sarah told us, intelligent and person who likes to share her time with me. And in the physical aspect, I like the big eyes.
Okay, okay. Any kind of preference with the eyelashes? Maybe long eyelashes, or is that all fine?
No, teacher, just the 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 light who I can see in the eyes when I
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So you
Brightness.
require the shape to be big, like round, right?
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, very good. That's it. This is very good, excellent. So in this case, you mentioned some specific characteristics of your ideal person. Of course, probably you're going to have some preferences like smaller, you know, like for example, that the person has beard or mustache or nothing, that the person has tattoos or not, that the person has piercings or not. Yeah, like some other minor preferences regarding the physical appearance. But you mentioned, and independently what I said, you mentioned what it was most important for you, right? So in that case, you could have said, for example, that what is more important for me, or what is mandatory for me is that, and then the characteristics that you mentioned, right? So physical or not, that's what you mentioned. So what is mandatory for me, for example, is that the woman has a kind look. That's it. What is mandatory for Majo is that the man is tall and has a great smile. Very good. What is mandatory for Sarah is that the person is intelligent and funny, right? What is mandatory or what is necessary for Santi is that the person share his same interest, right? And something that I thought it was very interesting, something that what is mandatory for him is that the person wants to share the time with him, right? So that's something important. So in that case, guys, we are having one simple technique in order to emphasize what I want to say. Yes. What I'm going to do here is using something related to what and to the verb to be. Ready? Of course, we're talking about a physical appearance and a little bit about the impression, the first impression. I want to make like a simple question for you. Do you feel judgmental? Especially with the first people's impression, do you feel judgmental? Do you know what is the meaning of judgmental?
Que juzga.
Exactly, right? So of course, I think that everybody at certain point, we are judgmental, no? Because we make our first impression of the people in our heads. But do you feel very judgmental? I mean, like a lot?
Teacher, for me, after I meet the person, I think I can judge, but for the first time, I don't. I don't. Yeah.
Okay, okay, very good. That's something important. So Sarita probably it's not very judgmental. Okay. What about the other guys? If you are, don't worry, I'm not going to judge. It's like depends, no? Depends on the context. Sometimes, for example, here in my context in Bogota, it's kind of normal to be judgmental because when you see some different kinds of people, you make like an idea and you have to be attentive of those people, no? So that's why you become a little bit judgmental. But what about you? Do you consider that you are or not? Sarita says that she's not. What about the others?
Teacher, I feel like I am not with the normal people, like friends or something like that. But if it is a person that I am knowing to have a relationship with, I think that I am a little bit judgmental at first, like when I am knowing the person, like I have like a list in my mind, like if if he does that, check. If he has this, check. And if he's not, I am like, como que ya no.
Like
No sé.
you have like a series of red flags,
Ajá,
right?
ajá, something like that.
Like
Yes.
a checklist of red flags. Okay, very good.
Yes.
Okay, okay, pretty good. Majo says that she is a little bit okay, very good. Santi and Pedro, yes or no? What do you consider? Yes or no?
Teacher, in my case, I take the first impression of the person.
Mhm.
So suddenly in the future, knowing him better, I change my opinion.
Okay. Okay, be good. I like that opinion, Santi. Honesty, no? So yes, I am judgmental.
Exactly.
That's it. Good. Listo, Santi. Thanks a lot. And Pedro?
I think that every one of us make a judge in the first time we meet with another person. Yeah, and it could be changed in the time, but everyone of us do this.
Completely true. Yes, exactly. So as I said before, at certain level, everybody is judgmental, but some people are more than the others, no? Well, I would like to know what is that aspect that make you judge more? For example, in my case, the aspect that make me judge more, well, I pay attention to two different aspects. One, the clothing. Not so much if it's expensive or not, but the style, better. Not the clothing like if it's Adidas or not, but more the style. I pay a lot of attention on the style, and also I pay a lot of attention to the speech. Do you know what is the meaning of a speech?
Discurso.
Discurso, of course, en este caso no me refiero como a un discurso que estén diciendo, sino a la forma de hablar, right? So I pay attention to those two things, and I am very judgmental on those two aspects. I don't know, what about you? What do you pay attention to?
Teacher, I pay attention to the smell, if they smell good, and also in the confidence. Like I like men that are really confident because I feel like I am. So well, those things.
Okay, good, very good. Any other thing, guys? Sarita, Santi, Pedro, anything that is special necessary for you?
For me, I think the smell too, yeah, has to smell good. And the self-care.
Okay, important, the self-care. Well, actually, the smell is related to the self-care. No, a person who is always taking care of herself or himself tries always to smell good, right? So it's connected.
Yeah, true.
Mhm.
True, true.
Okay, Sarita, very good, excellent. And Santi and Peter, anything that you pay attention to?
Teacher, in my case, is analyzing how he treats other people.
So the interactions with other people, very good. Okay, the interactions and anything else, or just the interactions? Santi, any other aspect or only the interactions?
Only interaction.
Only interactions. Okay, very good. And my friend Pedro?
I think that depends on the context, because if you are going to walk in on the street, teacher, and you find or I don't know, reach another person, I don't know if this is correct, and you you try to define if this person is suspicious for you because the security of this city bring us to this condition. So
And how do you do it, Peter? I mean, what elements of the person do you use to determine if the person is safe or not?
I don't know. I see if the person watching something or looking for something. I don't know in the general the behavior of this person. So
Okay.
that's it, teacher.
Very good, Pedro. Very good. So in that case, he pays attention to the behavior, to the actions of the man, to the person, and also to the look. The person is looking suspicious or not, right? Well, so in this case, what you give me were some different elements that for you are more important than others. So normally they would be elements that you would like to emphasize, right? When you say, like, for example, teacher, what I do or what I pay attention to or what I notice first is, and then mention the element, right? For example, if I were Pedro, I would say, what I notice, let me just change the color. What I always notice in Transmilenio, for example, no, like it's an example. What I always notice in Transmilenio is people's behaviors and looks, no? So in that case, the way that they look to other people and the way that they act, right? Or if I were Santiago, for example, I would say that what I notice always, or what I always notice, are the people's interactions with others, or the way that the people treat other people, no? So on, so on. What I'm doing here is to use one specific way to emphasize that and to give like a very big importance into my presentation or into my speech to that element, no, to that specific element, to the self-care, to the clothing, to whatever that I mentioned. And I am doing it using something that is called a clef sentence. Clef sentence. A clef sentence is going to be just one easy technique that we use to emphasize the things. Ready? To emphasize to emphasize one thing that I want to mention and put it inside a very highlighted or important sentence. Ready? Let's see how is it done. Well, let's start with here. Here we're going to have like a couple of opinions about the first impressions with people. We're going to read it and tell if it's true or not, if that happens to me or not. Ready? So it says like the first impressions, what people notice first when they meet someone new, o sea, another new person. Number one, I'm gonna read it. What I notice is the other person's eyes. In my case, that one is true. I always notice the other person's eyes. Ready? Sarita, number two, my dear.
What's really important to me is a person smile. Mm, no, it's not mandatory, I think.
It's not mandatory. Very good. So it's not important or really important for Sarah. Excellent, my dear. Santi, number three.
Okay. What I always notice is a person's hands. No, false.
False. Okay, very good. That's it. Pedro, my friend, number four.
I look at people's clothes first. False, teacher.
Okay, so that's not true. Majo, number five.
What I notice is a person's figure or physique. True.
Exactly. True. Okay, so Majo pays
Yes.
a lot of attention to the person's physique. Very good. Excellent. Sarita, number three. Number six, sorry.
What strikes strikes me first is the way people wear their hair. I think, yeah, for me is important.
It's important, right? Very good. Okay, so yeah, for me, it's also important, like the way that the people wear the hair, no? If it's short, if it's well combed, if it's iron, or if it's like like a disorder. Yeah, it's really important for me too. Muy bien, very good. Pedro, next.
I always appreciate a nice pair of shoes.
Shoes.
Shoes. False, teacher.
Not necessary.
Not necessary.
Okay, very good. And Santi, my friend.
I have no idea what I notice
Notice.
first. Notice first. Sure.
You just pay attention to everything at the same time.
Exactly.
Okay, very good. So as you can see, guys, here we are going to have some sentences which start with the same WH. What is that WH? What is the WH that starts in all these sentences?
What?
What, right? So a clef sentence is going to be a sentence that it's started with what, ready? And what it's going to do is to express specifically that something that you do, ready? And then you want to emphasize the answer, like give a specific like moment to give the answer, What I notice first, or what I notice in general, yes, or what I always notice, what is really important to me, or what strikes me first, yes. And then after that, introducing the answer to that question in order with verb to be, ready? In order to emphasize that answer, emphasize that aspect that I mentioned. What I notice is the other person's eyes. What strikes me first is the people, the way wear their hair, right? If I do that, what I'm doing is to give a big emphasis to this answer that I have at the end, right? I'm saying like, hey, careful, what I'm going to say is something really important, and is done, and I introduce the information. Of course, I can simply use it the normal way. I look at people's clothes first. But of course, I could say, what I look first are or is the people's clothes. That's it, right? So what I look first is the people's clothes, right? Or for example, in this one, how would you translate this one? Not translate, like transform this sentence into a clef sentence. What are you what?
For example, in this sentence, what I always appreciate in a person is a nice pair of shoes.
Of shoes, very good. So what I always appreciate, you can include in a person or not, that's all right. So what I always appreciate is a nice pair of shoes. Or as he said, what I always appreciate in a person is a nice pair of shoes. Ready? Well, in the last one, it's not, that's in that case, it doesn't have an answer, so in that case, it's not relevant. But that's the idea. The idea is that we're going to be using the clef sentences by including the WH, what, at the beginning, and then the verb to be after that. Well, what I do with what is including what I do, what I notice first, what I will be more attentive to, yes? And then with the verb to be, yes, then with the verb to be, we are going to include the answer or the complement to that sentence, no? What I notice first is, and then specifically what is what I notice first, yes? Or what I will be more attentive to, yes, and will be that, and what is what I will be more attentive to, ready? Most of the times we're going to manage the verb to be in present, right? Because it's something that is always the same. So it's always something that is not affected or changed. So it remains in present simple. But is it possible to use it with other tenses? Yeah, sure, it is. Not very common, but it's possible too, right? So what I'm going to do is simply it's simply emphasizing the answer that I put after the verb to be. Yes, what I notice first is people's eyes. What I will be more attentive to will be the student's eyes, so on, so on. Ready? But most of the times I simply use the verb to be, is, sometimes are, and that's it. No, but mostly we have the answer with is, right? So what I will be more attentive to is the student's eyes, right? So normally that's the way that we use the clef sentences, okay? So the creation, as I told you, is super simple. It's just including what at the beginning and before the main information or the most important information, we use the verb to be. Ready? Yes. So I am going to go back to the previous slide and complete here a question. When meeting someone for the first time, what's the most important thing for you? I know that some of you already answered, but now I would like you to give me that answer using a clear sentence, right? For example, I told you what is more important for me, or what is mandatory for me, or what I put more attention to is people's eyes. That's why I would like someone who has a nice look or beautiful eyes, right? But that's because what I pay attention more, or what I pay attention first, is people's eyes, right? What about you? In this case, talking about physical appearance or not, what is the most important for you when you meet someone for the first time? What do you think? Tell me. Any ideas when meeting someone for the first time? What is what you notice or what you pay more attention to? What is the most important for you? Guys, are you there?
Yes, teacher, but I am thinking.
Okay, go ahead, don't worry. Just take some time, think on your answers.
I think the most important for me is if he is funny.
Okay, so,
If he talk, when he talk, he's funny.
okay, very good. So if we would try to do that, or if we would try to put that into the clear sentence, right? I would say that, so for example, that what is more important for me is, yeah. So in that case, what is more important for me is that he makes me laugh, or that he's funny. That's it, no? So what is more important for me is that the person is funny. Very good. Excellent, Said. Guys, what about the rest? Well, when meeting a person for the first time, what's the most important? You can use the same ones that you mentioned before.
Teacher, I was getting off the car, so I didn't hear like if there's a structure to say it, or I just, for that
Don't
reason,
worry,
I'm like
don't
silent.
worry, don't worry. It's super simple, Majo, the structure. It's
It's you say what
non-complicated.
is important to me, da da da.
Exactly. It's, at the beginning,
Yeah.
we're going to use the what in order to describe what I do, or what I, yeah, like to express the important thing, no? So what I notice first, or what I listen to, or what I look at first. And then
Okay.
before giving that real answer, you include the verb to be. That's it. Yeah, so
Mm,
it's super simple. It's only
okay.
saying that. Ready?
Oh, wait. So what is important for me is the person's smile.
For example, what is important for me is the person's smile, right? Well, in that case, I was not talking about like a romantic thing, like something like, oh my God, I like it, but something that you notice first, no? So what it could be the smile, it could be if the person is funny, no? So in my case, guys, what I notice first is the person's style. Not romantically, not nothing, but I don't know. I am a little bit judgmental. And as I told you, before talking to the person, before even talking to the person, what I notice first, completely first, is the person's style, right? A little bit judgmental, but I have to make a previous idea of the people. That's it. What about you guys? So, Santi, Pedro, what do you notice first? What is that?
Teacher, for me, what is more important is he's a nice funny person.
Okay, so very good. So, what is more important is that he or she, because it can be any person, that he or she is a nice person, right? And in that case, maybe you could say, teacher, but three verbs to be. Yeah, well, yeah. Lo que es más importante para mí es que la persona sea, so 1, 2, 3 verb to be. That's it. It's normal thing. Ready? So good, Santi. Thanks a lot. Peter, anything else?
Teacher, what is the more important,
The most.
the most important for me is that the person is a gentle person.
Yes, very good. That's it. Ready? So he could say, what is more important for me is that the person is a gentle. It's gentle. That's it, right? Or he, of course, could say it using a different one, which is like, what I care more about, like, lo que más me importa is the person's kindness. Oh my God, wait. I misspelled. Kindness. What is the meaning of kindness? You remember the meaning of kindness?
Amabilidad.
Amabilidad, very good. So what I care more about is person's kindness. Oh, not sure what is important for me is that the person is a nice person. Of course, as I told you, it's not incorrect to use the 3 different verb to be's, but of course it's not recommendable because it's like using repetitive structures, no? So try to find, well, there is always another way to say what you want to say, avoiding the repetition. Always you're going to find another way to say the same thing, avoiding the repetition. Look, in this case, I'm using 3 different verbs to be's and not other verb. Here, I'm using 3 different verbs and only one of them is verb to be, right? So in that case, it's really important that you find better ways to express what you want to say. Of course, giving your time, taking your time, but it's important, ready? Guys, hasta ahí, any question with the club sentences? It's super simple, no? Difficulties, questions?
No, teacher.
Oh, good, very good.
What is
Excellent.
cleft, teacher?
Well, that's the name of the sentence. It is not like a specific word, it's just the name of the sentence, which is like inserted one with the other. And the idea but like that insertion using what and the verb to be is only for emphasizing, but it's only the name of the sentences, no? It's like the name of the structure.
Okay.
Okay, great. Bueno, my dear. So the first part, well, the first clear sentence is using simply what and the verb to be. That's it, right? But, well, in this case, what we do is to emphasize something, like something that we notice, something that we are, something that we think, whatever. The verb can be whatever, ready? But also there is going to be another one, which is emphasizing my activities. So in that case, it's going to include it, or it's going to be included. The what? Plus the subject, plus the verb do, or did, or have done, no? Depends on the tense. So in that case, what I'm going to emphasize is the thing that I did or my actions, no? Actually, similar to what Pedro said, what I'm going to emphasize here are my behaviors, the things, the way that I act, no? So, and then there were to be, sorry, it's going to be after, right after the verb to do, ready? So in that case, what I do is, and then what is what you do, yes? It's the same structure of the verb of the cleft sentence, but putting always the verb to do in order to express something that is part of my actions, no? Something that is part of my behaviors. And it can be, as I told you, in other different tenses. It could be, for example, what I do is to blah, 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 or is, and then that's the verb. Or in other different tenses. For example, here is what I did was, ready? So of course, something that I did in a specific situation. This is going to allow me to emphasize and to express my actions in specific situations, no? So when I say what I do is blah, 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 okay, but in what situation, right? So for example, saying here it's when working or when I am working, ahora sí, what I do is pay a lot of attention to people's pronunciation. Ah, okay, but especially or specifically when I am working, right? No. What I yesterday before the lunch, no sé, before the important lunch, what I did was comb my hair very neatly to look more organized. Ah, okay, but especially yesterday before the lunch. So these clever sentences are going to allow me to specify something or emphasize something, but in a specific situation, no, in a specific context, right? Similar to the previous one, when we, for example, we used to say like, okay, what I pay more attention to is ta ta ta. In what moment? No, when I meet someone for the first time. So it is also like these sentences are complementary in order to give more meaning to the sentence itself, right? So in that case, it's simply using what I did or what I do, and then the verb to be, especially right directly after the verb to do in order to express what is that action that you do or what were those actions that you did, no? Depending if it's in present, past, future. What I will do will be blah, 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 right? What I have done has been blah, blah, blah. So in that cases, in any different tenses, it can be applied. As I told you, normally it's used in simple present for talking about things that are not changed or not affected, but it can be in other different tenses, right? For example, guys, question for you. When what? When talking in public, what do you do? Do you do something? Do you have a strategy for talking in public or no? Do you have an effective strategy for speaking in public or no?
What I do is study a lot the topic, what I'm going to talk, or I'm going to, yeah, expose.
Present.
¿Cómo se exponer?
Present. Present,
Yeah.
porque expose es como que, you know, the revelation.
Yeah,
right?
yes.
There's no
Yeah.
present. Exactly.
Yeah, present.
Good, excellent. So what Sarah does is study a lot the topic that she's going to present. Muy bien, Sarita. That's a great recommendation. What about the others?
Teacher, in my case, before I start, I review what I am going to say and repeat it in my mind.
Okay, very good. So Santi could say, for example, before starting, what I do is review what I'm going to say and repeat it in my mind, right? So what I do, okay?
Okay.
Excellent. That's it. Peter?
Teacher, what I do when I speaking in public is isn't focus in the same point, just view different points in the public.
Okay, very good. Pedro did something important or something interesting, and it was putting the situation in a different point, no? He said, what I do when speaking in public. Is it possible? Yeah, sure, of course. It's like a non-defining clause that it's there, no, making a clarification. What I do specifically when I am speaking in public is not focusing on a specific point, but cha, 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 cha. ¿Listo? Muy bien, Pedro, that's it. And Majo, my dear,
Before starting, what I do is repeating tongue twisters so I can vocalize better before doing a scene or whatever.
my God, of course, because you need to be like completely eloquent in front of the
Yes,
cameras, right?
yes,
Okay, so Majo starts like cataplas, blah, 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 doing playing with the mouth, right? Okay, muy bien, very
yes.
good. Excellent, excellent. Guys, and what about when celebrating Christmas? What do you do when celebrating Christmas? Is there any special activity that you do when celebrating Christmas?
What I do is be with my family together.
Great. So what I do is be with my family together. Excellent. That's probably the best celebration. Good. Mhm. Any other special celebration ways, or probably you don't do anything special?
What I do for Christmas is travel with my family and share gifts, no presents to each other, and that's
Okay.
it.
And that's it. Very good. Excellent. Uh-huh. Thank you, Majo. Excellent. And Santi and Pedro for Christmas?
What I do for Christmas is just have a special dinner teacher.
Special?
Dinner.
Dinner. Good. Okay, wonderful. That's it. What do you normally eat on Christmas? Ajiaco, tamalo.
Depends, teacher. Sometimes we eat pork or chicken, a big chicken, or I don't
Turkey
know.
sometimes, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
teacher.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Pedro. That's it. And Santi, anything else? Any other?
Yes, teacher. What I do for Christmas is meet with my family at my grandmother's house.
Okay, always in your grandma's house.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Always at grandma's house. Okay, that's great. Very good. So basically that's it. What we can do with this structure, it's simply emphasizing what we do in specific moments. Ready? Different from the previous one that we mentioned or that we emphasize different things, what I notice, what I listen, what I eat, what I don't do, what in this case, especially what we do, how we act. Ready? So I would like to ask you well, actually the whole topic was about the physical appearance and impressions of other people, no? So I would like to know, what do you do when you like another person? When you like someone, what do you do? Are you the kind of person that texts the other person all the time? Are you the kind of person that just ignore the other person? What do you do when liking another person, guys? What do you do when liking another person?
When I like another person, what I do is that I don't chase. I attract.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
I
And
don't
how,
like
yeah,
I what? How what?
how do you do that?
Like I wait. I don't like to write first, like call first. Like I do my best when we are like on date or something like that. And then I disappear and I expect the other person to do it. And uh-huh.
Okay, so Maria Jose, she likes to play hard to catch. You know, there is an expression that is like play hard to catch. It means like hacerse el difícil, hacerse la difícil. Like, oh no, I am very interesting, so I am playing hard to catch. Very good. Muy bien, Majo. What about the others? What do you do when liking another person?
What I do is just search or I don't know, find the moment to talk with her and find spaces for share things with her and just listen her and try to explore if there is an feeling for for me. I don't know, teacher.
Yeah, good, excellent. Yeah.
In the other person,
Uh-huh.
the girls.
Oh, good, excellent. Oh, if maybe it's just a friend song, no? So you are just trying to explore it.
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, Pedro, very good. That's very traditional, no? So good, excellent. That's it. Santi, Sarita, what do you do?
Teacher, in my case, I try to approach one of her friends to introduce me to her and get closer.
Okay, so in that case, that this is what I do is get one friend to get one friend of her to introduce me, no? So good. That's also a good idea. Okay, Santi, thanks. And Sarita, my dear.
For me, I think I flirt. What I do is I flirt first, and then I start to talk with him, maybe, and then wait to him to talk with me.
Okay. Okay, very good. So Sarita has taken the initiative, no? So she is like more daring in that case.
Yeah.
Okay, good, Sarita. I like that. Very good, excellent. Okay, my dear people. So basically, what we can do with this expression is exactly that, like mentioning, hey, what I do is, and then whatever that you do. Remember that this expression can be in any single tense, future, past, present, no problem. But it's better or it's more commonly used in the present thing when it's talking about something that we do like a routine, like something that it's not changed, no? So that's why we usually use it in the present, right? But it can be also used in other different things, all right? Guys, questions, difficulties, or problems, anything? No? Is that all
No,
right?
teacher, fine.
Okay, guys, good. In the week number 2, we're going to have, of course, a checkpoint. I am not pretty sure about what the second part is, but the first part it's talking about friendship, right? It's talking about friendship and like describing a little bit the different kinds of friendship that there are. As I told you prior, I'm not sure if I told you this the last week, but anyway, it's not really important that you find the information on the internet or like the historical parts of the friendship. No, what I want you to do is to describe on your own words what kind of friends do you know. Like even if it's not correct, I don't care. What I care is that you use the phrasal verbs and the cleft sentences in order to describe exactly that. What kind of friendships are there and how the people make friends, no? What is what the people do when they make friends or what is what the people do that affects the friendships, no? Depending on the perspective that you want to give to the text, okay? Not too long. It's not an essay, it's not an article, so don't worry. It doesn't have to be so extremely long, no worries. And the speaking part, I am not sure about what is that, but if you have questions about it, let me know and I will be attentive to answer to your questions, okay? And basically that's it for this week, which is only one class. See you the next week. The next week we have 2 classes, so be there. Don't forget to program, and if you have any questions, let me know. I will be very attentive too, okay?
Okay, teacher, thank you.
No
Bye.
problem. See you
Thank you,
soon.
teacher.
See you.
Bye.
Goodbye. Guys, one important thing. If you have questions with the crosswords of the activities in the week number 1, that it's kind of difficult, text me. I already have the answers. I don't know, Majo, if the answers were correct.
Yes, they were correct, teacher.
Okay, so if you have questions or problems with the crossword on the first activity of the advanced level, let me know. I will share with you the answers because it's kind of difficult to solve. The clues are not pretty clear. So let me know. Ready? And that's it. Ahora sí. See you soon. Goodbye. Go to rest. Go to sleep.
Teacher,
Yeah.
teacher, sorry.
Yeah,
I
Marita.
did it. I did the crossword, but I had a problem because some words that they let me some words to do it, and another words is like are good, but it's not putting in green. You know?
Okay. Yeah, it happens to when I was solving the other one. I don't know why. But as far as the words are correct, send me the picture of the words and I will correct.
Okay.
Right? I will correct the grade. Doesn't matter. No problem. Right?
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, my dear.
Okay. Okay, bye.
So see you soon. Goodbye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, man.
Bye.
Goodbye, Maho. See you later.